What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you for clicking on today's video. We're going to be reacting to the Fresh and Fit podcast, where they talk about, is it acceptable for a high value man, a man with money, status, looks, a combination of all of that, to cheat on the women he's with, and do all men cheat, as well as a series of other questions. But honestly, this segment of the show was pretty controversial, and there's a lot of interesting talking points that I think should be discussed between a man and a woman. So I brought my girl Sabrina here, so she's gonna break it down with us, and we're just gonna dive into it right now, and she's gonna give her commentary as well as myself. So do you have anything to say?
Hello.
Hello.
All right, let's get into it.
So as you go up in, income and status, your options dwindle. As he goes up in income and status, his options increase. So who really has the power here?
I mean, you're saying basically like my choices are more limited.
Absolutely.
When as you get older, of course, men are gonna
Not just as you get older, as you earn more income. See, here's the thing that women don't get.
Because you're saying it lowers the market for us. Because if we want somebody that's
women
gonna
become prisoners of their success, whereas men become free from their success. Your success shackles you to a very small demographic of men, and these men are not going to sit there and be monogamous to you. You can't have a winner to yourself, is what I'm trying to tell you.
So you're saying that you think that a man can never be...
So I went to a very nerdy university, and I was pushed into higher education, and it's for that exact same reason, that you needed to be able to sustain yourself as a woman if you don't come across a man that can match your income or can provide for you, whatever. But you do run into like a plateau where if you start making more money, you run out of options. Like you run out of options because they can't match it and they can't surpass it. And then you're stuck. And now you're in your late 20s, early 30s, and you're like, do I have to date a 45-year-old to find someone? Like, what? And you kind of screw yourself over because you could be doing both. You could be as a young, like in your young 20s, you could be like, I'm outside. Then you reach the point of your like 27, 28, 29. You're like, one, I'm tired. Two, this is not fulfilling because everybody's outside. You're not going to find anything long lasting. Or you could be the girl that goes to school and just stays and does all the schoolwork. And then when you're done, you're like, bro, it's just women. Like, there's no men.
Why can't you enjoy like having fun and having a life with a man in your 20s?
No, I think you totally can. I'm just saying personally,
on the right person.
Yeah, and I think it depends on the person too. So if you are interested in having relationships, like I put relationships last on my totem pole of what's important for me as a woman in my 20s.
If I was to go back, I wouldn't have done as much school as I did because I literally screwed myself over.
Because you're saying if like your ideal perfect guy walked into your life right now, like you're saying that you wouldn't prioritize that opportunity or that relationship just because you're in your 20s?
No, not necessarily. Like if everything's working, so I want to like draw back on that. Like if everything's like perfect and they're really building me as a person too, that's one thing. But I think that a lot of people are always like looking for that next person who's going to be like that. When you're not looking, like things will come to you. So I think naturally, yeah, you can find a connection that you want to harness. But I think women are so quick to like want to latch on sometimes, or men always just want to have a pretty girl by their side. I think that in your 20s, as a young female who wants to be successful and have that independent route, I think that it's important for us to not always focus on having a man in our life.
Yeah, but there's a balance between self-discovery as a woman and just screwing yourself over. Like,
yeah, and I get that because some people will wait so long, and like you said, the pool gets smaller. But I think at the end of the day, when you choose a partner, all that'll play out.
No, I'm telling you, you could play that game. Like you can wait, have your independence, etc. But when you hit 29, 30, and you finally find that guy that meets your level, you better accept him getting his dick sucked by other girls, because you're not going to find another guy, is what I'm trying to tell you.
I have a question.
You will no longer have the bargaining power to tell him what to do.
Yeah.
You will be older.
At 30.
You will have made more money.
30.
You will be more experienced. That man will be older, have more money, be more experienced. But the negative is that the girls find this attractive. Men don't. So he can replace you sooner than you can replace him.
And he's going to want a younger girl who's going to be 23, who's not experienced, so he can mold her.
He's going to want you now.
Yeah. And the thing is 23-year-olds and 24-year-olds and young girls in their 20s will find the guy that's meant for them. And then they'll sabotage it because they're going to be like, well, I want to go do my own thing in my 20s. And then when you're 28, 29, 30, you're like, oh, shit,
I feel like when you
that
have
is so true.
I just found out from the Rolls Royce nigga.
Yo, what's up?
You have something to say about that?
Yeah, honestly, I just feel like she's saying she should have held off on her success because now she screwed herself as an older woman, because now she's thinking like, oh, I should have looked for a guy when I was younger instead of focusing on my studies and actually getting an education and finding a good job. You can still find a good job and find a good man at the same time. It's just the right timing of everything. And she shouldn't be so close-minded to dating men while she was in college, because it's something that you can juggle. And I mean, if you can't, obviously she couldn't handle it, but I just feel like it could have went either way, to be honest.
What's your name again?
Mena.
W Men in the chat.
Yeah.
W Men in the chat. That's
I mean, no, that's real talk. I think this is one thing like that, because what you're saying is what typically like feminists will say. A lot of your arguing points are equality and I want to live my life and stuff. That's cool, but I think we need to let women know that comes at a consequence, and that consequence is that what feminism has done is it's inadvertently given all the power to the top tier guys. Okay. I'll be honest with you, me and Fresh, we're just fucking these girls, bro. We're not taking none of y'all serious, man. Like, and we're probably not gonna wife no chicks. We're just doing what we want to do because we finally reached a certain point, made a certain amount of money, reached a certain level of status. We're not taking no girl serious like that. So, and my thing is, I will look a girl dead in her face and say, I'm gonna have sex with other girls. I'm not gonna be monogamous. You're stupid if you think it is, because I've gotten to a point where I can tell a girl straight that to her face. Now, my thing is,
I feel like you shouldn't have to get to that point as a man to be able to say that to a woman. If that's your philosophy as a man, you should just stand on your ground, whether you're making $100K, $30K, or $600,000. That's your philosophy as a man. You want more than one woman. You tell the woman you're with, I want more than one woman, no, regardless of where you are in life. Exactly. You don't have to reach a certain level of status, guys.
Yeah, and it's up to that woman to honestly agree to those terms, because at this point you're kind of seeing that he picks certain types of women that he can walk all over and that he can tell what he wants from the relationship, and these women either say yes or they walk away. So it's just also the type of grade of women that he's dealing with. Like all these women at the table, they're just kind of disagreeing with him, and then they're also telling him their point of view on why they should pretty much date these guys or not, pretty much.
Would you say he's looking for like a pick-me?
He's looking for women that want to be taken care of and women that are willing to get walked over just to date him.
Do you think being taken care of is equivalent to being walked over, though? Do you think if a man's taking care of you, he has like more of a possibility of walking over you?
Yes, because these women have obviously no money and they don't have a great job, or they just have like a medium level job, to where he's over here making these podcasts, making a bunch of money, meeting all these people, knowing millionaires and whatnot, and he knows what it takes to be there and what kind of women are going to be around him and around these type of people. So I just feel like, yeah, they're both kind of in the same category.
Do you feel like if the woman accepts that, though, and chooses to be with a man like that, then that's fair game? Yeah,
it is. And if he's okay with, if she's okay with him like being with other women and stuff, then that's what she agreed to, and that's the terms that she's agreeing to. And it doesn't matter after that at that point, because that's obviously what he's saying, is these are the type of women he'd rather deal with.
You don't strike me as a girl that would accept that. Cool. Well, are you going to lower your standards? Doesn't look like it.
I'll have to find out. I'm not in that point in my life yet where I've experienced that. So I think that I can't really speak.
But he's saying, don't wait till it's too late.
Yeah, don't wait.
All the guys at the top think like this. Yeah. All our multimillionaire friends think like this. Anybody that has any type of status or money, we all think like this.
Yeah.
It's not like I'm going to be like, oh, I can't until I'm like 29, or I can't until I'm like 30. I'm just saying that me personally, looking forward, I look forward to more of my success than finding somebody to, support me through life.
But
that's fine.
But if you do get to that success,
right?
Okay, as women, we always have a drive. We want to achieve. We want to like accomplish something so we can be like, yeah, we did it. Once you do it, you're like, now what? the next thing is having kids. Finding
1000%.
Okay, so when you get
It
to
goes
that
back
point,
to what I said. Women are naturally lazy.
So
Thank you for proving my point earlier.
no, it's not laziness.
That doesn't
No,
make
it's not that
sense.
the success stops either when you have kids.
Why doesn't that make sense?
Because it's just like, just because a woman wants to have kids, that doesn't make her lazy. Like, that just means that she wants to have like her own thing. Like, she wants to have her offspring, and she wants to keep moving forward in life, and, you know, having different steps in her life type thing. Like,
It depends on the woman and like how she is with raising kids.
It does.
Like, there's a type of mom that like just throws the kids in like daycare, like on the grandparents.
Exactly.
And then there's the mom that's very like involved and like wants to be stay at home and like take the time to like really instill the values of the traditional family with those kids.
Yeah, so I feel like there's like two different types of women that want to have kids. One that like likes the idea of having kids, but then will end up with a nanny or putting the kids into daycare, and then being all about their job and providing for the kids, but then forgetting the fact that she isn't around the kids as much because of this job. And then there's the stay-at-home mom that wants to make sure that her kid is being raised right and is following everything that she wants them to know in life and whatnot. And then it's just like up to the husband at that point to take care of them or some other type of thing, because then that's just creating the fact that that women are depending on the man to pretty much provide for them. So, yeah, it could go both ways.
Yeah, there's a
actually.
difference between like financial support and emotional support.
Yeah.
And kids definitely need both, but I'd lean towards more like emotional.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
But you never let me clarify. When I said women are inherently lazy, what I meant by that was producing. As far as like economic output, making money, going like.
It's not laziness, it's priorities. It's priorities.
Exactly.
Because if you are in your young 20s and you're procreating, you can screw yourself over out of a career. But then if you have a career, you're like limited in your options as a family. Exactly.
So we're basically just screwed.
But hold on. No. Well, let's ask ourselves, what do women derive the most pleasure from? Family and children overwhelmingly, not a career.
Yeah.
So,
But like, remember how you said, oh, the man's always gonna go for the younger woman, right?
yes.
That's gonna be throughout. So like, say you find your dream man right now. 10 years later, it's still gonna happen to you, regardless if I wait or not.
Oh, but
That's self-sabotage. Don't do that. That's still self-sabotage, because you could be saying, oh, well, I'm going to take the risk and leave something good for me, and he's helping me build, and he's shaping me into the woman that I am for the streets. And then when I'm in the streets, it's dusty. They're all like weirdos. So you're just gonna be like, you're gonna be like, bro.
But I personally haven't found a man like that. So like, I'm saying,
but that's
exactly.
Her
So
problem, I
I'm
can
just
tell
saying,
she's dealt with a lot of pussies. Like, I mean, dudes are eating her box and she's not sucking her dick. She's dealt with a lot of lower value men, which is cool. I mean, she's 23, so I get it. But my thing is that if you're going to go down that road of success and everything else like that, just be prepared to potentially not find a guy. And then my thing is, I tell girls, get a guy while you're still at your peak, while you're the most young and attractive.
Yeah.
Because as you age, men don't give a fuck about your career. We don't care about how much money you make, at least the guys that women chase typically. So it's up to you.
They want to enjoy your youth.
And going back to what I was saying, because a lot of girls have this fear, because you mentioned that. Oh, well, what if he leaves me when I get older? He's going to fuck a younger bitch anyway. Yeah, he might. But who has the ring? Who has the title? Who has the children?
House, cars.
There's a reason why they come up with the phrase, it's cheaper to keep her.
So you're saying two things, right? Either A, you find an older man while you're in your prime, in your 20s.
Yeah.
Or
a successful guy.
You're also saying that men, for the most part, are going to cheat on you.
They're
If I
always
was
gonna
a
cheat
girl,
on you.
right? If I was a girl, I went in my dream world, right? I'd maximize my looks. I'd still go to school, but I'd try to find the highest status guy that I could. I would get with him. I would make sure that he had leadership traits and everything else like that. Make sure my dad got along with him. I'd make sure that he was a suitable candidate, the nice guy, right? Not some fucking bad boy. I'd get with him and have kids with him and have the family.
And wait till he cheats on you.
I would accept that.
What?
I would 100% accept that.
We're being realistic.
I'm going to tell my daughter this. When I have a daughter, I'm going to tell her, you get the best man that you can get, and you accept the fact that if he has money and he's successful and he's attractive, other girls are going to want him too, because there's not enough to go around. If he fucks another chick, who cares? You have the children, you have the house, you have the car. You could divorce him and literally cripple him. He ain't going nowhere.
So basically, you find the guy that
This
you
is
wouldn't-
chess, not checkers. But women treat marriage and relationships like checkers a lot of the times. My feelings. He fucked another bitch. All right, you go back out to the streets. Now what? Now you got a bum that's cheating on you.
So you're saying find the guy that you wouldn't mind cheating on you.
Exactly. Find the guy that's worthy of accepting the cheating from, which is typically.
Okay, but is it a one-time thing or is it a consistent
Bro, he
thing?
gonna keep fucking bitches, man.
And you're just gonna sit there and be like, I put in all this hard work and labor. I gave birth to your kids,
Hard
your
work.
offspring.
That's why
I made this house into a home,
Oh, hold on.
and I'm supposed to sit back
Hold
and
on,
relax because now I'm aging.
Did he not build himself up to be attractive to get you in the first place?
Yeah, but I had to work on my
Exactly.
youth and my beauty and my
No, you were
routine
given
and my
that.
feet.
You
So
were
are you
given
telling me
it.
you're gonna start
You
all
were
over
given it.
again then?
No,
All
no,
over
I
again.
can't. I'm screwed. I have kids.
So why leave? See, that's the problem, right?
That's a setup.
No, you leave the man that's taking care of you. Yeah, he may cheat here and there, but he cares about you. He loves you.
What?
Now, hold on.
Yeah, man,
now,
can be fucking
what?
love.
Now you leave that guy for a new guy. I don't give a fuck about you, but wants to fuck you, and it's like, what are you leaving for? For a better time, better option? No.
No, nobody said we're leaving a man for our next man. We're leaving because we're being disrespected. Because after
Correct.
all this
No,
work,
you're leaving because of ego.
Yeah, ego. It's ego.
no,
You're
that's-
leaving
It is
because
ego.
no,
Stupid.
It's not ego. It's
So,
respect.
Respect?
Yeah, because if you respect me as your partner in
Okay.
life that gave birth to your offspring, and I made your family into a family, without me, you would just be you.
No.
Isn't it respect to know what the man wants as well?
Yeah, but
I would argue that
a
like
man is greedy. A man wants everything. A man wants houses, cars, bitches, money, everything. We
Not
we
really.
want yes.
If we
Yes.
are did.
So let me get this straight.
Right.
You're saying every man
Is gonna
cheat. Is that what you're saying?
we're saying his options he's gonna
That's,
choose.
that's crazy.
They probably
Yeah.
want to, but they're not allowed to.
You know what? How about this?
But we don't-
No, stop.
I don't know.
This is what we're gonna
I
do.
disagree.
Let's go into a dream scenario real fast. Because women can't understand this concept for some odd reason.
But we didn't finish going around.
We'll come back.
We'll come back to that. Don't worry. But this is very important because I want you guys to understand this. Let's say we grow up in the same neighborhood. All right. I grew up down the street. We grew up together, childhood friends, right? And I grew up in a rich family. You grew up in a very poor family. Okay. At 18 years old, I get my trust, a couple $1,000,000. You know, you on the other hand, you go off to college. 10 years passes. Fast forward through time, right? I'm 28, you're 28. I had my couple $1,000,000, right? I was, jet setting, flying all over the place, limousine, going to Vegas, bitches everywhere, doing cocaine, partying, living my fucking life. Money gone now, though. Kind of wasted it. You, on the other hand, scaled up 3 businesses, became wealthy, got a couple real estate properties. You're a multimillionaire now. We're at the college reunion, high school reunion. Hey, what's going on? Blah, 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 catch up. I tell you about how I gamble my money away. I'm kind of broke. I'm down on my last $100,000. However, you really scaled up your business and you busted your ass. All right. Now, I'm going to ask you a question. I try to give you financial advice. I tell you, yo, invest in this and invest in that. Are you taking my financial advice seriously?
No.
Start here.
No.
No?
No.
No?
No.
No? No? No?
No.
No? 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 Real quick, why not? Give me a quick, why not?
Because if you don't know how, like, you could take time to build up yourself, and not have any money. But like, when you do have that money, you know how to manage it. If a guy has all this money and doesn't know how to manage it, why would you trust what he says?
All right. What about you? Why not? Why aren't you taking my financial advice seriously?
Because I feel like you didn't take your financial advice seriously if you're not in that position.
Okay, because I got the money given to me and I fucked up. What about you?
Same thing. Like if you made bad investments, why would I entrust your investment advice?
Fair enough.
Yeah, especially for people who were given.
You can bring the mic
everything.
closer to you, by the way.
Sorry.
It doesn't bite.
For people who were given everything from the start, I just wouldn't trust them in general with financial advice.
Oh,
So.
okay. Interesting. People given everything from the start. What about you?
You just can't teach me to do something that you
Failed at?
haven't done. Yeah.
What about you?
No. I
Why
would-
not? Why would you not, Miss Bank?
Yeah, I work in the bank, so I would know. Because you are not your own investment. Like you failed on yourself. So why would I trust you?
What about you?
The same, but at the same, like
Bring the mic closer to you.
at the same,
What's your drink?
someone can, give you good advice, but not take the same advice. Like there is people who can make millions. lose
Okay, you
it,
said
make
no
it.
earlier. Why did you say no?
I'm thinking it through. That's why I said I'm kind of taking it back for a second, because now that I realize there are people who can teach you how to do something and it can work for you like it worked for them. They could lose and get it back. But like I said, if you don't have any self-control, it kind of throws it off because you're not even taking your own advice.
This is not a trick question.
I know.
So clearly, all right, what about you? Why'd you say no?
No, because you can't teach like hustle and mindset. And the fact that you lost it proved that you didn't have the hustle. Like you had all the money and everything that you needed in order to start businesses, but you don't have the mindset to keep it.
Yeah.
So if we're not on the same mindset level, like I don't want your opinion.
Okay. What about you?
Yeah, I agree. If they haven't like shown proof that they can make those investments and those smart money moves, like why would I want to take that chance on you with like my investments and my money when you haven't done anything with yours except for blow it?
All right. So none of you would take financial advice from me. Fantastic.
You triggered my trap
This is so
card.
easy, bro. Okay, just like you guys wouldn't take financial advice from me, you guys can't tell a man where to put his dick, because the reality is this.
Ooh.
Women are trust fund babies. Men are self-made millionaires. So you got your beauty and your ability to attract the opposite gender up front. We had to work to be able to earn it. So you can't tell me how to invest my money when I had to bust my ass to build this value versus you guys get it up front. So you can sit here and say, oh, well, you should invest and do it this way. But the reality is you guys are not entrepreneurs. You guys are trust fund babies. So therefore, you cannot tell a man how to do things. We got it differently.
How do you say that we're trust fund babies and you guys aren't?
Women are given their value. They must preserve it. Men must create their value.
That comes from what you think our value is.
Yeah, of course.
Like, I'm sorry, if I was a man, I wouldn't want just a pretty girl. I would want her to have a brain.
The problem is you're not a man.
Exactly.
What you want is irrelevant. You're not a man. Since the beginning of time, men have valued youth, beauty, fertility, chastity. Those 4 things. So with all due respect, fuck what you think. That's not what men want. So I'm telling you that self-made millionaires are not going to listen to what trust fund babies have to say. So you can't not tell a man, oh, you can't fuck girls like this or whatever. Like, you don't have that leverage.
But what if we're self-made millionaire?
That's a good point. Men don't care about self-made millionaires.
Do you think so?
Yeah, because your money's your money. Our money's our money.
But what if you like had to, you had a pool of women to choose from and some of them are self-made millionaires? Would you choose the other?
I'll go with the girl that makes less money than me. And I'll tell you why. Women that make a lot of money are annoying. Have you ever dated one?
Masculine.
They're very masculine. They're combative. They're non-agreeable. They talk about their job all the time. They're less feminine. They tend to be manly in certain degrees. I hate to say it, but women that are hyper successful are successful for a reason.
Yeah, but under the guidance of the right man that they respect and they value his opinion, he's able to transform that masculine woman that's put herself into that position of being like that because of the men she's dealt with, and make her more feminine and into a type of woman that he would want to date in a long-term relationship.
Yeah, I just feel like he's calling rich women annoying or self-made millionaire women annoying because he can't tell them what to do. He can't control them and he can't control what they're doing. And in a way, he sees himself in them because they have so much money that they could pretty much do the same thing that he's doing and, fuck other guys and be with other men just because they have a lot of money. And that doesn't put him on the top like other women put him.
But just because a woman has like a lot of money doesn't mean she has the ability to fuck other guys, unlike a guy. And that's what I think a lot of women get confused with. It doesn't work the same way.
I guess. I feel like it just depends honestly on the woman too, because that rich woman, she could be, what is the word? Reform to him if like that's really the person that she wants to be with, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like she doesn't have to be like everything that they're saying, like masculine and argumentative and competitive and all this stuff. Like with the right guy,
that's what I'm saying,
with the right guy, she can for sure like be the woman that he wants her to be. But
she doesn't want to change for clearly
just anyone.
Just anyone. In this case, maybe it happened to these guys in their situation. She's not willing to change for them.
Exactly.
And become more feminine or what they're looking for. Mm-hmm. Because maybe, you know, you're not just handed respect. You have to earn it and build it over time. And not everyone's going to respect you just because you, in your opinion, you think you have respect and you deserve it. You have to consistently show that this respect that you built up should be given to you and acknowledged.
Yeah. Agreed.
Yeah, that just proved my point about the point that I was making too. Don't screw yourself over.
I've dated plenty of successful women. I've dated women that are millionaires. I've dated women that are famous and have some money. Lawyers, doctors, law enforcement, 100K a year, whatever. They're all annoying as fuck.
So you, as a man, you would want to date someone who was a little bit inferior to you financially?
You know what? Let me ask you a question. How about if you went on a date with a dude and he ended up wearing a dress and heels and did his hair?
Hey, y'all.
So what does that have to do with like the monetary value?
Is that what you
Because men, I don't want to date myself.
Yeah.
Just like you don't want to date a dude that's like you, feminine.
So you as a man, you want to feel like you're superior to the girl
What
you're
the fuck?
dating?
Yo.
Financially.
When did he say that?
It's not about that. It's not about the money. It's that I know that women that make a lot of money come with certain habits and certain mannerisms, certain characteristics that are just not attractive. They typically go-getters, competitive, assertive, dominant. That's a fucking dude, bro. You can't make a lot of money being a pussy.
But don't you think some men are attracted to that?
Not the guys you're attracted to.
And also, those guys are broke, probably.
Those are the dudes that she talks down to.
Yeah.
The guys that are attracted to that are trying to use it.
100. She knows the game.
Yeah, she knows it.
It's a finesse.
Yeah.
So the very men that you're talking about that would accept that are the very men you're not attracted to. What is so wrong with men wanting the opposite of themselves? You want a guy that makes more money than you. We want a girl typically that I mean, she could make as much money as me and I don't really care. But what I've come to realize is higher earning women, right, are they're annoying.
So what are your final thoughts about that?
Yeah, I just feel like, I don't know, I feel like some of these women too on his table were trying to get some things said and like put things out there, and like he just does his little iPad thing and makes little music sounds and just completely cuts them off and then switches it, almost like gaslighting them, because he did it right here towards the end, just kind of, okay, wait, what if women, you know, what if guys show up dressed up as women, heels and a dress, to the restaurant that you guys are meeting up at? It's like, okay, what does that have to do with anything? First of all, that probably would not happen if they're dating somebody like that. And it's just like, men can also be attracted to go-getters. Men can be attracted to women that are doing good for themselves, and that's not a wrong thing to do. I just feel like he's making like the men that want to go after go-getter women seem like pussies, and I just don't think that that's true. I just feel like there's lots of different types of men out there, and some of them like it, some of them don't, and it's just your preference, honestly. You could still be a go-getter and all this, and so can your husband or boyfriend or whoever, and you can still be submissive to him. Like, it doesn't, you know what I'm saying? It's not just like, oh yeah, like she's doing so good at her job or whatever, and like comes home and like, you know, you can still be submissive to your man, but at work it's a different person. It's a different person running whatever they're running, whatever business they're trying to do.
Yeah, it's the ability to like turn it on and then turn it off when you come home.
Exactly.
That's going to intimidate you as a guy, because when it comes to women, if you don't take the leader role initially as like, I'm here and I'm going to run the show and I'm going to direct the ship on where things are going, naturally, because women they have to survive and protect the young, like when they're moms and stuff, when they finally give birth, they're going to take that role as leader and as head of the ship instead, if you don't pick up on it. So once she does that, it's going to be hard for you as the man to come back and try to assert your dominance and make her submit to you, when you've shown that you're not assertive and you don't know what the hell you're doing. And a woman can submit to a man once she comes home to her husband, and at the same time go and get money at her job and continue to climb the ranks. She just has to have the right man around her in order to, you know, build themselves up together as a unit to get to where they want to be and build that kingdom, in order to create stronger, healthier families.
Yeah, I just feel like it's about being on the same page and finding someone who's going to be on the same page with you. You guys can't be in two different chapters. You guys have to be thinking the same, in sync, on the same boat. You guys can't be working against each other. You need to work together if you're in a partnership. And if you're not in a partnership and you know, you start a relationship and you say what you're going to do in the relationship, you say who you want to be and what you want to get out of the relationship, then that's that. The woman either has to submit to that or disagree with it and walk away.
Well, let me know your guys' thoughts on what you saw in the video and what we commented on. What do you guys think? Let us know below and drop a like on the video if you enjoyed and you want to see more content like this. I'll see you guys next time. Have a blessed rest of your day. I'm out of here.